Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today. A lot of people have been asking me about the lc7i and the lc2i. Well, I don't have an lc2i with me today, but it's basically this. An lc2i only will have 2 ports and 1 set of RCAs. So imagine that. So, how the lc2i works is you have to grab 2 speakers so that way you can, of course, get your signal. Now, a lot of people go off the rears because, like, with, say this, even Jeeps, older Jeeps, what they would do is they would use the rear speakers as almost like a mini, not sub, but a mid-driver, no tweeter in the rear for some of them. And what they would do is they would pump out all the low-end noise, which is what you want. So what you would do is you run that off of here. Make sure you aren't, tapping off at tweeter wires, basically what I'm saying. Make sure you're getting it off the mid-driver. And even then, once you get that signal, there's some really cool stuff right here, which is your ACU bass, which you'll get used to. If you have an lc2i, you'll see the ACU bass, and you'll just turn that up for bass. So once we do that, you get a little bit more bass. As I'm not running a sub right now, you can see port number 3 is open for when I do get a sub. And if there was a factory sub, I could technically get the factory sub wires here, which would give me the low end, and then I could attach a better sub. This is meant for so that way you can integrate in with factory head units like that one. I didn't want to replace it right now because it's got the USB and everything. Why, really mess with it? It's a really good deck for what it is, and then I don't have to mess with anything else. That's what this is basically for, is factory integration. So if you're trying to keep your stock head unit, this is what you need to do. You need to get some speaker wires. You need to tap off of at least 2 speakers. If you can, get all the, get every speaker line from the car. The tweeters and the mid drivers are all wired into one because there's, of course, a crossover built into the factory speaker. And that, of course, to make sure that the tweeters don't play certain notes. I've upgraded all these speakers. You'll probably see that on my channel. I was trying to get another line-out converter called an SLI4. No luck with it. I didn't really care for it. So I put in something that I know is good and I've always worked with, which is the Audiocontrol units. So again, this is what the lc7i looks like. If you're wondering about wiring them up, again, it's very, very simple. The reason why I chose these modules out of all the other ones is the tuning. You can do your output level. I usually like to leave it at RMS, and I believe that's probably about where you should leave it, at RMS, and then from RMS, if you want to, you can go to your amplifier and do your input levels from your amplifier. So right now, the reason why I'm under RMS is because this amp puts out 150 watts, and of course I'm running 100 watt RMS speakers. So that being said, this is set. We have frequency. I've got this at about 100 right now, just because so it cuts off pretty good, because I don't want my speakers clipping. How of course, if your speakers are clipping is if you hear that really muddy noise. You'd want to turn that down to try and make it sound better. So as you can see, output level set here. RCAs go from here to your amplifier, and that's of course what gives it the sound. So this is basically, like I had already said, you're running this from there to there, and we're all good. Anyways, I hope this video helped you out. Thanks again for watching. Press like if it did, and of course subscribe for more videos.